Alright, I'm super excited about this. This is Nick's top 10 most nostalgic video games. In honor of my first 10 subscribers, I'm so glad you guys are here. Yay! Okay, we're going to start out the list with no particular order. Number 1 is going to be Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Mystic Quest was awesome because there was some adventure aspects, there was easy goals to accomplish, and there were battles where you could just press down one button and it would just continuously do the battle for you. Ooh, but the story was pretty just linear. But it was a really easy game to accomplish, which is not something I have found very much in the Final Fantasy games. I'm pretty sure Mystic Quest is the only Final Fantasy game that I've ever completed, and it's not actually in, like, the canon of the Final Fantasy. It's like a side game. But Mystic Quest, lots of nostalgia there, really enjoyed it, and continue to play it to this day. Number 2, Anticipation. Anticipation was this wonderful NES game. It was like Pictionary, Cranium, Trivial Pursuit all in one. You have this pencil that draws things and you have to guess what it is and you have to like search for the letters and spell it out and you have to spell it properly. A lot of fun, especially if you're playing with a lot of people. I think this game would still be relevant today. I really enjoy it. Oh yeah, and its music will haunt me until the end of my days. Number 3, The Lost Vikings. The Lost Vikings was the perfect SNES game for every lonely kid out there because it's like a co-op game except you can play it by yourself. Because you play 3 different characters, they all do different things, and it's about these Vikings who get transported onto a spaceship and they have to solve spacey things and I don't know. It was a lot of fun. We never owned it, but we rented it from the video store. Now there's a nostalgia reference for you. This game is still on high demand throughout the nostalgic gaming community. It is really hard to find, but if you can ever find it and you have the console for it, get it, play it. It's awesome. Number 4, King's Quest VIII, The Mask of Eternity. This is probably the game that holds the most nostalgia for me. There's so many things in it that just bring back a ton of memories for me. You play Connor, who's trying to save Daventry and reconnect the Mask of Eternity. The physics of the game are kind of awful. You kind of move around like a giant horse, even though you're a person. But the storyline is fantastic. It's one of those games that was totally underappreciated, and I absolutely love it.
Hello? You're still alive, but 'twould seem only half so.
Number 5, Zelda, A Link to the Past. Just like the Final Fantasy games, that I have not managed to beat any of them except for the side games, Zelda's the exact same way. I have not managed to beat any of the games except for A Link to the Past, which is considered a side game. It's so much fun. You go through, you can do adventuring, you can go exploring, there's secrets to find, there's all sorts of cool things to get. There's like a dark world that you can explore, and the mirror world. It's a really cool game. I think it takes me like a weekend to beat. It's so much fun. I love it every single time I play it. Number 6, Star Tropics. The really cool thing about this game is that they use 3 different animation styles. There's the world animation style, the dungeon animation style, and then the talking animation style. It's really cool that they do that. This game has so much nostalgia for me because we played it all the time as kids, and the reason we played it all the time as kids is because this is the kind of game where you break your controller in half and chuck it against the TV because it's so frustrating. You may see this game on my next list. Did I mention there was also a talking dolphin and a submarine? Because I feel like that wasn't implied. But there's a talking dolphin and a submarine. Gosh, I think I'm having PTSD just watching this game. Ugh. Number 7, Super Mario Bros. 3. I'm gonna make a wild assumption here and say that a lot of people have played this game, so I'm not gonna include that much gameplay or that much, like, review of it, because a lot of people have played this game. It's level by level, it's fun, you get to be a raccoon that turns into stone. I mean, what more could you ask for in a game? Number 8, Mario is missing! This game and I go way back. We rented it from the video store at one point, and we loved it so much we played it to death, and then we could never find it again. We could never remember what it was called. I've been looking for this game for 20 years, and I finally found it. Turns out, it's one of the educational games from the Mario series, not directly in the Super Mario Bros. Series. It's one of Luigi's only games, and there's no damage. You don't get hit, you don't get hurt, you step on some Koopas, but nothing really bad happens. It's kind of nice like that. So as a kid, it was educational and there's no battle. I mean, yes please. Number 9, Super Mario World. Super Mario World did what every gaming company should do. They took all of the things that people loved about the earlier games and they smooshed it all together into one awesome game. The highlight of Super Mario World is Yoshi. Yoshi's amazing. He can do anything. He can eat bad guys, he can spit turtle shells into fire, and it can make him fly, and all sorts of really cool things. There's lots of hidden secrets, lots of like hidden pathways. It's a super fun game. I highly recommend playing it at any point in time. This is one of my favorites, if not one of my most nostalgic video games. Last but not least, number 10, Myst. Myst was the best kind of puzzle game. So you call all sorts of crazy puzzles, you need to take notes, otherwise you're going to be completely baffled, and there's an ongoing story. There are these 2 books in this particular part of it where you have to like fill them with the different color pages, the blue pages, the red pages, and one brother's going to win. Which one's it going to be? But there's so much more beyond this. There's more puzzles in the rest of the game. It's kind of frustrating at times, but it's so much fun. My favorite puzzle game of all time.
Bring me a red.
Well, that was super fun. Oh man, what a blast from the past. I love going back and playing those old games. Never gets old. Sometimes it gets old. Which leads me to my next one. Join me next time for my top 5 list. In honor of 500 views on all of my videos, it's going to be a top 5 most frustrating video games. So join me next time.